I have a confession to make. I, nothing tragic. It's Friday, by the way. I just got back from errands after work, and I stopped at Hobby Lobby. Now, that is the only place in town that I wanted to go to Hirschner's, but I was like, it closes at 6. It's like almost an hour away. I wanted to get black and white yarn. I was talking to my coworker about it, and we were talking about Hobby Lobby, and I'm like, I don't really like to spend too much money there, but they do have this rainbowy yarn that I like, and yeah, I should probably go get some more of that. So I did. This is the rainbowy yarn. It is Baby Bee, and it's pretty decent. It's not too hard to work with. But before I got this, I went down the wrong aisle. And I saw a different rainbow. It was like a brighter rainbow, but it wasn't, the texture was not as good. But I was like, this isn't what I usually get. So I went to the other side. But before I went to the other side to get this, I saw this. Okay. And this, I mean, like, the texture isn't bad. It's not like Bernat. And it's going to be workable. But it's like calico dilute torty colors. So I was like, I am making cats with this. Had to get it. And then while I was looking for maybe a different color scheme for like this, I found this. And look at these pretty colors. Now this is like this is like Bernat blanket size, maybe a little bit fluffier, but it's so much softer. So I'm really hoping that it's easy to work with. So I only got one of that. But these colors are like, they scream dragon, or anything really would look good in these colors. Now, I'm going to let you go because I have to edit the video from last week so I can post it. So just wanted to share that I'm a sucker. So nothing crazy. I mean, I didn't go buy $100 or anything like that. So, but anyway, so I wanted to try this yarn right away because it's so pretty, and I didn't even know what I was going to start making with it. I just started with a magic circle. It was supposed to be 6, but I think when I did the increases, I ended up with only doing 5. Probably skipped some because it's smooth to work with, but it's hard to find where I'm going. So I've had to incorporate a smaller hook. I started with a 4. That's what I use for my posh-like thing. Is this 4, right? 4? A 5. Oh, this is a 5. This is a 5.5. I might have tried a 6. That would have been a good idea. But when I looked real quick, I couldn't find my wrap. Oh, don't mind the mess behind me. As usual. So I'm starting, it's a dragon. So I think the head so far is pretty good. I'm trying to do decreases right now so that I can shape it. Again, it's really hard to find. But I think I'm getting the hang of it, and as long as I keep my tension decent and not too tight, which is easy for me to get my tension too tight. And I notice that especially when I'm decreasing and I'm going on it and I'm like, did that too tight. It makes it hard to do the decreases. So we'll see. I think I'm going to, I think this is the only decrease I'll do for the head, just to give it a little shape before the body. And hopefully I don't end up making it as chunky as I have the other ones that I've made one so far, but not with this. So I made it with a different yarn I had. So we shall see what this looks like in the end. If I make it to the end. I might have to take a break here and there. I'm supposed to be market prepping for Hub City Days, but I had to start this yarn. And I'm not a fan of starting a whip and not finishing it. I mean, starting something new when I'm in the middle of a whip. I know that if I start doing that, I will end up with whips all over the place and I won't know where I was in the process. I'm the same way with sewing. I like small projects that I can just finish or put in very obvious positions of, if I try to batch sew, then this is the spot I'm on. This is, I know. Anyway, so yeah, I can't have that much going on or I will lose it. And I'll just be like, forget it. And I don't want to do that. So one at a time. And I'm really liking these colors. They're coming up nicely. It definitely says dragon. So the head is good. It could be a snake too if I really struggle too hard with the decreases and increases. It might just end up being a snake. We shall see. I don't know that I will buy this yarn again. We'll see how I get used to it and if it gets, easier. So, okay, that's it for now. Okay, so I finished the body of the, well, it looks like a dinosaur right now because I sewed foot wings on it. But I like it. I'm surprised that I got through it so quickly. I really wish I had written it down, but I tried to make it as simple as possible. So hopefully it won't be too bad to just like write it down. But this is not a chunky dragon. It is a very nice sized dragon. It does have a stubby little tail. So here is the eyes, and then he's got little bubble feet, and then a stubby little tail. And so I think this is very, very nicely proportioned. And so I am going to try to make it again with a different, easier yarn. I'm getting used to this yarn. Will I buy it again? I don't know. Maybe over the winter when I have more time. I really need to market prep. I'm surprised I got this done so quickly. My wrist is telling me things. I do wish that I had given it little horns. I could add them, maybe some white ones, but I didn't really make the head quite big enough. I wasn't sure what I was doing exactly with the head at the time until the shape happened, and I was like, that's the shape I want. So I'm going to make it wings, and I am going to, my daughter's done talking to her friends, so I'm going to go out there and spend some time with her. Possibly do the wings while I do that. So we'll see you next time. Hello friends, it is Sunday, so this will be my last video. It is evening, I'm home from work, my daughter's taking a shower, so I have a moment to video. Oh, my roommate is not here. Hopefully he doesn't come until I'm done with this. Just weird, I like to be alone when I'm recording. That's the word. Anyway, so after the dragon, I started working with this yarn. And it's not too bad. It's a little more work for my hands than like, maybe it's similar to Posh. Maybe a little bit more work than Posh, but I'm not like struggling with it. I'm making, what did I do when I did that? What's happening here? Okay. Anyway, I started making like a Dilute Torty cat, like I made with the Bernat, but this is a lot easier than the Bernat. So like I said, as I'm going through, I am not struggling, but my hands are telling me that, it's not, I don't know how to explain it. Like, it's not hard, but it's work, but I'm not like I am with some other yarns. Anyway, so I'm probably going to finish this tonight. I don't have much to go. Just have the bobble feet and then the tail and then the whiskers. I thought I did 8 in the round, but it is not flat. But that's okay. And then, of course, she's kind of crooked. How do I... There we go. So, and I tend to do that. I make them kind of tilted. And I don't know why I do that, but I kind of like them that way. It gives them some character, because then they're like, and I love when dogs do that. I don't know, cats don't really do it that much, but dogs, they do this like, and they just look so stinking adorable. Anyway, so I'll probably finish this tonight, but probably won't show you that. And then let's see, what else did I get done? I showed you the dragon already, I believe. Got our beautiful colors. And then I also previously made this pink dragon who was just Just a chunky dragon. She's cute, but she's so chunky. I don't know if I showed you this yet or not, but anyway, super chunky. I did write this one down though, so we'll see how to adjust it. I think if I start with 6, maybe, I don't know. Let's see. And then I made a gray cat with light gray stripes, and then this kind of tail. Although I think I put it on backwards. I wanted this kind of, you know how the cats do that little question mark with it? This kind of did it on its own, except it's laying flat. So, but that's okay. I decided on the small ones. I didn't want to do the big tail. And I also made a lighter gray with darker gray stripes. And then this tail I did put on the right way, but it wants to flop too far forward. But again, it does that little, does kind of a little curve, but it does on the tip there, but it does too much of a curve going this way. So then it looks like it's got, but anyway, it's fun to play with, I guess. I have little pink whiskers for this one. Oh, I didn't put whiskers on this one. I got to do that. I didn't realize I didn't do that. Let's see. And I made, I tried out the loops and threads that I have, and that I got at the Hirschner's big warehouse sale. And I don't remember which one, if it was chenille, slim, homes. I don't remember which type it was. But it's very soft, but it was a little harder to work with. And I don't remember my exact thoughts on it. I'll have to work with it again. But it's definitely not going to be my preferred. But I'm not going to I thought I saw someone walking out there, but I'm not going to get rid of it quite yet or try to sell it or whatever. Because I mean, I spent some good money on that. You know, it was a good deal, but I still spent some money. So I made this little dark gray cat and pink whiskers. I did something different with the ears, and I tried to do like the back loop. But it didn't work out quite how I expected, but that's all right. And then I changed the ears on all of these, I believe, so that they're more ear-like than I had been doing. They're more pointy, I should say. Let's see. Although this one is kind of round. They're a little more mousy. I did the same thing with this one. Did the back loop only. I don't know why I did that. I don't think it worked out too well, so I stopped doing it. I made a larger solid gray cat, and I didn't put whiskers on this one either. What is going on? These ears ended up curled. I don't know why, but I'm gonna put whiskers. Hold on. I got these two. I need to put whiskers on. This one has whiskers. Trying to organize my brain here. And then I think the first things I made this week were 2 more cookies. So I think that's a pretty good job I did this week for working all week. I had one day off. I didn't have the whole day to crochet. I can't be able to do it with my hands anyway, because I am in market prep phase for this next weekend's craft fair, really. So I paid $60 for it, and it's, you know, bring a lot of people in. Hopefully the weather will cooperate. There's a car show, and then the vendors, and there's like food trucks, and there's probably kids activities, and it's a big community day. So I think that there's going to be a lot of people there. If I remember correctly, last year, and the farmers market. So I was at the farmers market, and we were like, why is nobody here? Oh, Hub City Days. So not as many people came to the farmers market. They mostly went to Hub City Days. Although obviously, that's not going to have the fresh food, the fresh vegetables and fruits and whatnot. Mostly vegetables. They have had raspberries the last couple times I've been there. I almost bought them, but I did not. So anyway, that's what I made this week, and I'm really into market prep phase. I haven't had a lot of time, but I think I did pretty good for the time I had, honestly. I do have tomorrow off, and I have Thursday off, and then Saturday is the craft fair. So hopefully I will get a lot done next week. We shall see. I do want to make, I think, 3 sets of bandanas. I want to do a shark because I told one of the lady I was working with at at Joann's before they closed. She like Sharks and I bought this fabric and she saw it and she's like, you have to make me some stuff out of that one. Okay. So I haven't got there far yet. And I have like a cookie fabric and I have hot dog fabric. So I want to make those. They're summer like those shouldn't take me very long. I do want to focus on crocheting because that just sells more, but I also wanted to make sure I added those things in there because then I will let her know that so she should just stop at my booth on Saturday if she's not working. She's working somewhere else now. I saw her when I was out shopping and whatnot, so it's kind of cool to run into her. Young girl, just I don't even think she graduated high school yet. Maybe I don't remember. But anyway, I'm rambling again. So that's it. All right, I'll see you next week.